Hi, hello, how are you? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. I got the DJI Osmo Mobile 6, love this phone gimbal, but they have a new firmware update that we're going to talk about. This video is sponsored by DJI, but these updates are pretty cool. Now, I don't use phone gimbals all that often, but when I do, I use my DJI Osmo Mobile 6. It's a great phone gimbal, but with the new firmware update, there are three main features that have actually really improved the overall user experience of this gimbal. The first feature is that you can now use your Apple Watch to control your gimbal. Like, no joke, it is so cool. You can control like how the gimbal pans, how it tilts, you can record from it. Like, it's really, really cool. All right, so I'm gonna show you how the Apple Watch feature works. So I have the DJI Mimo app already on. I'm gonna place the gimbal on the floor. There we go. And then actually I have it facing me. And then I'm gonna go to my Apple Watch over here. Oops. All right, so now we have the Apple Watch turned on, and already the Apple Watch can see what the gimbal sees, which is pretty insane. And so there are three icons on the Apple Watch. You got the record button over here. So if I press record, it's gonna start recording, which is insane. There's an icon on the right, which tracks the subject. So if I press it, then you'll see a green box around my head. And if I move, I'm gonna go fast. And that is so helpful, especially if you're filming all by yourself. Like, if I didn't have any fancy cameras and all I had was a phone and a gimbal, like, essentially this is all I really need if I'm filming stuff by myself. Also, you can manually control the gimbal on the Apple Watch. There are controls here. So there's an icon over there on the left, and if I tap it, there's like a digital joystick, and if I pull it up, it's going to tilt the gimbal up. I can pan left, pan right. Like, that is so helpful. I mean, there is a bit of a delay, obviously, but the fact that you can control the gimbal with your Apple Watch is just so clutch.
Well, just as a monitor, it's amazing as a monitor.
Yeah, absolutely right. That's Lee, by the way. Yeah, you can see it as a monitor. So, because like sometimes like you want to be able to use the better cameras on the iPhone, not really the selfie cameras, but because I can use this as a monitor, I mean, honestly, I would just use the subject tracking feature. I turn it on, and I know it's going to track me, which is pretty cool. And you can swipe left, swipe right, and so I can take a photo of myself. Again, just helpful features for filming stuff all by yourself. All right, so now I'm recording. I got the subject tracking turned on, and now the phone should follow me wherever I go. And then if you want to like frame yourself up properly, you can just use a watch as a monitor, essentially. And the only thing too is that the watch goes into sleep mode. I don't know why, but you know, whatever. It's not the end of the world, but the fact that you can like use your Apple Watch as a monitor and a remote control is pretty cool. Now, another update is ActiveTrack 6.0. And basically, it's faster, more accurate. And I'm gonna give you a live demonstration. I'm gonna have Lee walk around, and you'll see how well the ActiveTrack can keep up. Lee, say hi.
So we're going to do voiceovers for this segment of the video because it was really windy that day and the audio was not usable. Anyway, Lee was helping me demonstrate how well the ActiveTrack 6.0 really is. We tried different camera angles from a wide angle. You see Lee moving left, right, and just kind of everywhere around the camera, and the ActiveTrack 6.0 really did its job. I even zoomed in on the camera and the tracking still kept on Lee. Very, very impressive. And when you have subjects like kids moving around towards the camera, away from the camera, like, you want the ActiveTrack to keep up, and it really, really did. We even did a segment where we had Chris walk in front of Lee just to see if the tracking would follow Chris or still stay on Lee, and sure enough, the gimbal still followed Lee, which was really, really impressive.
Now with ActiveTrack 6.0, it's more stable when you're tracking human subjects. It's smoother following and subject centering. Like the shot over here when I was following Lee walking this path, like manually, it was kind of hard to keep him in the center, but because of the new ActiveTrack, like I just drew this box around him and it kept Lee right in the center. All right, we're gonna bring it back into the hotel because it got a little windy out there. But the last feature that I wanna talk about is actually within the DJI Mimo app. Now with the new update, there are a couple of things that make creating content a lot easier with the DJI Mimo app. The first thing I wanna show you is shot guides, and basically it's an AI-based feature that kind of analyzes all your video clips and makes an edit for you. It's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna open up the DJI Mimo app. We're gonna go down to editor, and then you just tap on one tap edit. And then here you can select up to 5 clips that you want to make a sequence with. Let's go ahead and choose, oh, I don't know. Let's do this, maybe one more. Ooh, I think I have some drone shots that I wanna do. Ooh, let's do that one and this one. Okay, here we go. I got 7 clips. I'm gonna tap on next, and then now it's gonna just analyze and figure out how to make a cool sequence. Cool, it's done. Oh, that is actually really cool. It's doing like these speed ramps, and it's actually making it into a really cool sequence. No way, it actually used my drone shot. Oh, that is cool. Now that's something that I could totally use in an Instagram reel or story or even a TikTok, and I didn't really have to do anything at all, no editing. It literally is a one-tap edit feature. And then the last cool feature within the Mimo app is this parents and kids mode. And basically it just turns the gimbal into a photographer. Like you just set your gimbal down and you can just hang out with your kids, and you don't have to worry about capturing the content because the gimbal is capturing the moment for you. I personally find that very useful because as a parent and a photographer, like I find myself often having to get my camera and just capturing the content and have that memory. But with the Osmo Mobile 6, like I don't really have to worry about that at all. I can just concentrate on spending time with my kids. So that's a pretty cool feature. But those are all the firmware updates of the DJI Osmo Mobile 6. I personally love the Apple Watch feature. Like the fact that you can control the gimbal with your Apple Watch is very, very handy, very useful, especially for those of you that film everything by yourself. But let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think of the new features? Also, if you've got a DJI Osmo Mobile 6, let me know what kind of stuff that you film with. I'd love to know. But the sun is setting real low. It's looking really pretty. We're at Bixby Bridge here at Big Sur, California. So I'm gonna take some pretty photos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.